So it is time to do the hard podcast. I think it's going to be like my hardest podcast I've ever done, but I think it's going to be so insightful because there's so much fear around it and there's so much uncertainty around this. And today we're going to talk about the COVID. So I don't know if you guys know, but I actually got diagnosed with COVID and I've been on isolation away from my family, and there has been so many feels and there has been so many questions, and I decided to do a special podcast because I want to empower you guys and give you knowledge of somebody firsthand who's going through it. So today I'm going to talk about 3 things. Number 1, how to go about it in your business. Number 2, how about to go to it in your life. And number 3, some of the myths and some of the truth behind it. This is just my story. There's different versions and variations of COVID. Some people get it lighter or, stronger than this. So let's get started. All right, so let's talk about business first. So I have a mobile salon and I have had issues with my hand. So I haven't worked for over 3 weeks, so it's about to be a month. And that ended up being a blessing. I know sometimes bad things happen to us and we cry. We're like, this is horrible. And I learned something that we can see this at 3D, 4D, or 5D vision. So we can be in the mindset of like, this is horrible, my life sucks. Or, be like, oh, this is horrible, it's not so bad. But somebody tells you, but doesn't that suck? That's true, this does suck. Or number 5, you know what? This is happening for me. It's going to help me grow and I'm going to become better from it. And I like that stage. It's not that I'm super positive, happy Sally, and like nothing and everything is perfect. You guys, I have days where I'm crying, I'm frustrated, but my kids' health comes number 1. So what's going to happen with the business side of it? So I closed down my salon suite. It's been sitting there by itself. Nobody has gone in there for a month. And even with this, after I get my negative test back, I decided I'm not going back till 2021. So January 1st, 2021 is when I'll go back. And I'm actually going to change my business. I am no longer going to be behind the chair. I am going to keep some of my clients, the ones that have been loyal AF and have cared for me and loved me through the whole process of this year, which has been a nightmare for me. And as a business owner, how can you prepare for it? So these are the quick 3 tips for you guys. Number 1, you guys have safety and salon policies in place, please. All my clients always had to sign a form saying that they hadn't been in contact with anybody within 14 days of COVID, that they hadn't been sick. They took their temperature. Their redo policy was in there. If I could use photography and video was in there as well. It just prepared me and it prepped me so much, and I'm so grateful I didn't have to expose anybody to it. But in case you ever do, or one of your clients exposes you guys, it's so important that you guys have that clause in there. And you should, check it with a lawyer for sure. Okay, number 2. So how's this going to affect your business? Well, clearly I can't open my business right now. I was going to do a grand opening and I'm going to delay it now for next year. And it doesn't affect it, yes, because now people know that I've had it. But at the same token, it brings awareness. I wanted to put it out in the public because I think it's so important to erase the stigma of it, and to be able to share exactly what I'm feeling. So it has been a blessing for me in the sense that I have gotten so much support. I'm releasing my online courses and my online website templates. So I'm able to innovate and, take my business where I wanted to faster than I thought because of this. So it has been a blessing in disguise. I do know that it has affected me in some ways that I know some clients will decide not to come back to me, or, because of so many delays, they decide to move on forward, and that's okay, you guys. Remember, we always start from 0, and I can start all over again if I want to rebuild my clientele. Number 3, for me, going mobile was the best bet I've ever done in my life. Having a space that I can open and close no matter what's going on around me has been amazing, especially as I'm starting to hear more of shutdowns. In case we have another shutdown again, I don't have to worry about, having to pay rent. And you guys, savings. I always keep saying this, savings. I actually did a live about it. I decided I have two Lexus cars, like one's paid off. The other one was new. It was due for either a renewal of the lease or to buy a new one. And I decided to just let it go. I didn't want to buy a new car and I didn't want to renew the lease because I knew we were going to election time and, the economy always gets like a little wonky. You don't know what's going to do. So I just decided not to do that. And being smart with my money and having put away money while I was working to rebuild up that savings has been such a smart money move. So I'm not saying don't splurge. Like, enjoy your life, splurge. I take online courses, you guys. I like nice stuff too, but be smart with your money. Prepare for those times of uncertainty. And that's the part about being business owners. It's not just the fun side of things, is also being the smart money side of things. And if you don't know how to handle your money, there's an amazing app for self-employed people, QuickBooks. I love using that. Or you can hire a CPA or a bookkeeper to do all your stuff for you, so you know exactly where to invest your money and where you can save. Now let's jump on to number 2. So in your life, how's it going to affect you? I have been by myself since Tuesday. I haven't been around anybody. I've been quarantining by myself, and I'm in a room and my family's upstairs because none of them have it except for me. So it's been very lonely and it's been very hard. So I shared this on my social. I actually felt there was one night where I actually felt I was going to die because you feel like this pressure on your chest. Like you can't breathe. It's horrible and I couldn't stop throwing up. So it's been very hard on me physically. I have like no energy, or sometimes I'll have a little bit of energy. Then I get super exhausted and I fall asleep for like 4 hours. So it's just having grace a lot with yourself and drinking a lot of hot liquids. Personally has affected a lot my family. I have a baby. She's only a year and 3 months, and my husband's taking care of her along with my brother-in-law. They've been helping with that, and it's been amazing to have that support, but it has taken a toll on me. So how's it going to take a toll on you personally? It just changes your perspective on what matters in life, what doesn't, and where you want to go with your life and your business. And I would say do things out of passion, you guys. Just because I decide to quit doing, like blonding services doesn't mean that I hate or I hated hair. It doesn't mean that's not my passion, you guys. It just means that we are not defined by what we do. We are defined by who we are as human beings. And even if you decide tomorrow not to be a beauty professional, even if you decide tomorrow not to be X, Y, or Z, if you decide to innovate your business, which I'm about to, even more, if you decide to change everything, change who you are, we are constantly evolving as humans. So don't put yourself down that way, you guys. This is a time for change. And I'm in myself right now going through COVID and all the repercussions of it. It's horrible. It has been a blessing in disguise today, being able to be by myself and really see what really matters in life, and without having to have like a long-term side effects of this, I hope. So it has been, personally, it has taken a toll on me in the sense that things that matter before don't matter anymore. It has changed me a lot, very drastically in a short amount of time, and it has been with a lot of tears, but it has made me stronger. With anything I would say, it's not that it's easy or I'm being positive. It's just that if you allow hard things to make you stronger and better, they will. So now let's go to numero 3. And the last, the myths and stories behind it. So I know some people have the misconception that you need to be around somebody all the time in order to get it, or it doesn't happen that quickly. I'm here to tell you that's a lie. It happens that quickly. And just because you live with somebody doesn't mean everybody gets it. So my husband did not get it. He was tested negative. And he, we live together. We sleep in the same room. So he did not end up getting it, you guys. And the way I contracted it happened on a Friday night last week. I was talking to my father-in-law, and then also on Monday and Saturday morning, I went inside a room, which I didn't know my mother-in-law had it. She already had COVID. And I went inside to give her a tea and some slippers. And that's how fast it happened. So don't go under the misconception, number one, that it doesn't, you need a long exposure to get it. It's not true. Number two, don't be like super scared to start living your life. If I'm sharing all this, it's so you guys have like a little bit of a view of like what it's really like. It's not to scare you guys or keep you guys from doing things. So, keep on living your life and enjoying your life. But number three, please wear your mask. I know there's a lot of controversy over the mask thing, over people's rights and stuff. But I want to ask you a question, okay? So right now I have COVID, right? And my test came out positive. So are you telling me that I have the right to go around you without a mask and get you sick? And maybe you're okay, but what if you get one of your family members sick that's not okay, ends up in the hospital? Are you still going to be okay that I didn't wear a mask or tell you? You see how fast it changes when it's you? That's what I mean. A mask, I understand if you don't care if you get it or anything, but maybe if you get it and give it to somebody else, that's a different story. And that's what happened to me. The two family members that had it knew they were getting tested for it. They knew they had been exposed to it, and they never told us anything, you guys. They took away my right to know if I wanted to be exposed to it or not. They took my right to know that they had been tested for it and I should keep my distance. They took all of our rights. And that's what I'm not okay with. That's why I'm encouraging to please wear your mask, you guys, because a mask can help so much. And it has been awesome too for my husband and my brother-in-law. Even though they both tested negative, everybody's wearing a mask and they're going to go get retested to make sure. And it's just, keeping my distance away from them has been good too. I know it's hard, but, it is airborne. So it has nothing to do with what you touch. It's also what you breathe, So if they're around my same environment, I could potentially get them sick and I have a baby. And that's the last thing I want to do. So there is no antibiotics for it. I just been given a anti-nausea and vomiting antibiotic for myself because I couldn't hold anything down. They were scared I was going to get dehydrated. So, but other than that, it's just for me, like I just been super weak and I have like no energy, and sometimes I do, and then I fall asleep. And it's my throat a little big, it's a little raspy, but the worst thing was, I think the first 2 days were the worst, to be honest, so far. So hopefully I'll be healing from this, and I'll be sharing my negative test, and I'll be able to go back to my life. And I think after this, how will I change? How do I see this? Well, for sure, I will not be around anybody except my immediate family anymore. For sure, I will not be trusting of others anymore. And I know that sounds very mean and very trust issues type of thing, but it's just having to deal this by myself, and having that night when I felt so ill, having nobody to come help me was horrible, and I don't want to go through that again. I don't want to even imagine how it would be to have a child that they're by themselves going through this type of sickness. And that's just my point of view. This is my story, and this is how it's been like having COVID and how it's affected me. So it has been a blessing in disguise. My hand decided to come back to work. So my hand has been amazing. I have almost full mobility on it. My thumb's still a little wonky, but not as bad. I probably can move my hand 80% more. So that has been a blessing. I no longer have pain in my hand or my arm. So that's a good thing out of it. It also helped me jumpstart my online business. So, I'm also have decided, because, this has been such a hard time, and, things will change you. I'm actually going to be donating some of my proceeds from my online course to Guatemala. They just had, I don't know if you guys know this, but I lived in Guatemala for 6 years, and they had this like horrible flood. And so many people are dying, and they're starving to death because of the floods and all the things. It's just so sad, so heartbreaking. And, like a little bit goes a long way, and I really want to help out, especially during this holiday season. I want to give back more to people that really need it. So, during this holiday season, just think what makes you truly happy. Think of ways you can give back, in your community around you. And I really hope this was a little helpful insight of how it's affected me, what I've done for my business, and also personally how it has changed me. So I'll see you guys here back next week, and have an amazing week. Bye, guys.